Morning and welcome to day 2 of France. We are in a different place, here to ride with Tod and Noski for the day. It's only about half an hour away from where we've been staying, Deux, so we're in Les Deux Alpes now, which is the other way around. I said it wrong on the previous vlog, but it's pretty easy to confuse the two because they're very, very similar, just the other way around. Ankle is feeling pretty sore, but it's not too swollen, and I spent a lot of time trying to look after it last night, so hopefully when we get going today it will warm up nicely and it'll be another good day. Just have to play it by ear really and not be stupid. Did all the bike checky stuff last night, all nice and clean, bolts are tight. Got a new addition. Some of the people in our chalet, they come all the way over from America to ride this, and they've given us these stickers. I didn't even realise 30 years that this has been going, so it's actually quite a big milestone in the mega series.
It's looking a lot greener.
Yeah, hopefully there's some shade. And it's much nicer to have the bikes on the outside than it is when you're trying to squish in with them whilst you're going along, and then somebody else tries to get in and then you're all crushed together. A lot more going on here than there is Alpes d'Huez. So Les Deux Alpes is definitely busier, many more shops open and food places. This is where the Mountain of Hell or Mountain of Death or something, some other race, was held. Apparently lots of snow at the top, so I wonder if that means there'll be a lot of snow at the top of Mega. A little bit scared. I like the sound of this hub a lot. Sounds great when you're freewheeling. Yay, a chairlift. A bit more aircon.
Hold your phone tighter than that, please.
It's still really, really hot, but it is very, very nice. First trail. They look like quite a lot of trails actually, which I'm quite surprised about.
Hey? Lily, is your angle right? It looks really low. Get into your position. Looks like pointing at the floor.
We're doing Lilith, the blue trail, so this is going to be more bike parky stuff. So it is a blue, but as always it is a French blue, which could really mean anything, but what it probably means is there's some bits to hit if you want and bits you can avoid. Help if I get my foot on the pedal. But what I don't want to do, first trek of the day, get totally sucked in to their pace, which is what Jim's doing. And I want my ankle to warm up a bit. Can't get my foot right on the pedal today. Well, I say today, we've only just started, but yeah, it's awkward. We hadn't actually finished that trail, it was just a welcome break. I've let a bit of tyre pressure out, so hopefully I'll feel a bit more confident. But I'm still going to take it nice and steady. Not that I actually slipped on anything, but I think the majority of the stuff we're doing today is bike parky, so that probably means I can get away with a little bit less tyre pressure. So that's fine, and that's what I'll do. And then if that like psychologically helps me, then that will help. Just got to be so careful with these jumps. If I can get them lovely and flowy, don't feel anything on the ankle. So today would be a good day for me to do jumpy stuff, because if we're then not doing anything rough, my ankle will be alright. But if we do jump and then rough, I'm going to feel that. Braking bumps. which just causes more braking bumps. Oh, there's a tail over there. And a line up there. Probably not the faster line though. Wow, I can't really look up too much because I'll probably miss a corner or something. I don't know whether the camera might pick it up, but the view is bloody amazing. That raffle, by the way, isn't my bike. That's my multi-tool inside the frame. I use my little pocket for something else, so I don't have it in there. And so the multi-tool's kind of rattling around. And the first day, I did manage to get it into a position where it wasn't rattling, and I can't do it again now, so I'm going to have to do something about that. I really want to put it in my pocket, but I am going to take it out. I don't know what we're doing now. I heard the word off-piste, which, well, I mean, and this is the problem, and I hope we don't have this same thing again today, where previously, when I've been out with Jim, and when he's got caught up with friends, or like with Tod and Noah, he really wants to keep up with them, which is fine, but what that means is what Tod and Noah perceive as easy, and what is just about manageable for Jim is not for me, and it becomes not fun because I'm just worried and scared the whole time. And yeah, that's not really what I want. Like, I'm already feeling, and I like to feel the nerves, so I like a bit of stress, and I like a bit of nerves because I think it's really good practice to be able to control those things. And it's just the same physiological response from nerve stress as it is excitement, and it's good. However, your body can really only deal with a certain amount of that before things start to take a hit. The low speed, which is what we use for jumps and stuff. So the high speed, pretty sure that that's good, because yesterday over all the rocky stuff and over the bumpy stuff here, the fork feels nice, but when I'm doing jumps, or attempting to do jumps, it feels pretty hard. Wrong way there. So I've just slowed the rebound a little bit, because rebound's too quick, it feels hard because the fork returns too quickly, and also reduce the compression as well, so it on the whole should feel a bit softer. If you're enjoying this video so far, if you are, please give me a like, comment and subscribe to my channel for more cool stuff. Back to the video. Better on that little bit. Let's see how it feels down here. Oh, much better. So that was only one click of rebound and one small, well, like kind of half quarter turn, 1/4 turn of the compression. Like at home, adjusting the high speed really easy, because a lot of the stuff I do is bumpy, natural. So I haven't, this is the first time since changing the suspension I've been anywhere where really the low speed is needed. Yeah, so it makes sense that today was the day I found that out. And I know the re is alright because it's using the travel exactly how it should be, and it feels nice. trails merge, look up. Although really, it's probably more people looking down. I guess you have to be aware, but there's not much you can do because you can't really see without completely stopping. Bit more suspension faff. The fork feels loads better, but now I can feel like the shock's a bit hard. So I'm going to just adjust the compression and make it softer, but leave the rebound the same. Because I think if I make the rebound slower, it's going to be really sluggish. We have stopped for lunch in some shade, and then we're going to go up a different hill in the same resort. I'm going to ride the mark trails with my faffed about with suspension, and I think the boys are going to go and find some more off-piste stuff. It's lunchtime. How do you feel?
Prefer to eat this than ride a bike path.
Oh, be better over the other side. It looks steeper. Keeping my goggles on because it's so bright. My poor eyeballs are being burnt out. Look at the cows. That shot there's for Anne-Marie. She loves a bit of cow. In a new section of the mountain, different place, not entirely sure where it is. Softer forks, let some PSI out. Haven't really messed around with the back yet, so I can change the rebound if I want to, but I'm not going to risk taking any PSI out of the back of that. So let's see how it feels, a bit softer. What I don't want to do is make the forks so soft compared to the back, but the forks did need to be softer, but it might now make the back go really hard. We'll see. Oh, that was nice. It does feel a bit more like I could maybe push the front down a bit. You know, like when you're in the air and you nose the bike down. Feels a bit more like I can do that more. So, let's see. But it might be that I let a bit of PSI out the back as well. But I'm a bit worried if I do that, I'll eat way too much travel in the back. Because it is working well, it just feels a bit hard. So that could be just adjusting a bit of the rebounds. Okay, so I've done another little bit of faff. Slow speed rebound. Perfect time to do it on the blue, where it doesn't really matter if you feel like the shock's really like sluggish. It's not going to matter. It's not me doing anything where I could have a massive pace. And potentially that might have been why yesterday I hurt my ankle so much when I did those gaps, because I landed them fine and they were clean and clear, but every landing was like bang. So all those doubles were pretty painful. So it might be it was just too quick. And also what I've got to remember is this bike isn't going to feel like my orange. So where I feel sometimes like it's maybe, oh, missed a bit, not jumping, it is. I just can't feel it. Because it behaves differently. So bikes use no more travel than what it did before. So that's awesome. On the rear I mean. So it feels nicer and works better. Oh, not sure that was actually the right way. That looks like a cut through that. even though it is quite bumpy with braking bumps and everything, this feels so smooth compared to yesterday. There's like insane amount of roughness. Okay, run number 2. Apparently each press is not 1 psi, so I will have to get the shot pump on it later and have a little look. But cool. Anyway, improvement if I can get my bloody, that's it, foot on. So this time, full run with my adjusted suspension. And hopefully that will be the last lot of that today. Now I can go and write down my settings, which can then be stored, and hopefully I can put them straight onto the E and see how that goes. The shock will be, well, they'll both be a little different because I've got more spaces than what will come out the factory on the other Orbea, but it's a good place to start at least. So Noski and Tod have gone down the red, which takes you down to the other side of town, and Jim's gone down to the cafe to get coffee. He didn't sleep very well last night, and also this is not really his kind of trail. He doesn't enjoy the bike park so much. I didn't realise, but he hadn't really done much in the Alps. He'd done Enduro 2 and Mega Avalanche, and that's not what a lot of the Alps is. A lot of the Alps is bike park, and he doesn't like bike park very much at all. So I said to him, what we do is we will go and do another Europe trip, but we'll plan it better, because there's still got to be old school mountain biking. These days, big e-bike mountain loops you can do. So if anybody knows of anything, let me know in the comments, because we'd be interested. I still like a bit of bike park. I moan, but the reason I moan is because I find it really hard and it annoys me that I'm not very good at it. But that is why I could have done exactly what Jim's doing. It would have been so easy for me to have gone, yeah, I'll come down with you too. But instead, other than just wanting to test the suspension, I also want to force myself to do these dusty corners, these big berms, hold my speed on some of these trails. Like, they're not dangerous per se trails, it's faster than what I mostly am comfortable with riding. So this kind of thing is excellent to teach me to stay off the brakes as much as possible, to lean the bikes in round the turn, stay over the front, and I'd say I'm doing that a lot better than I have done in previous years, because I know I'm definitely going faster than I would have done in previous years as well. Picked up Jim, had a coffee, and now going back over to the left, we've persuaded him to come and do the blue trail that Tod and Noski just did, which they said was a bit more natural stuff, things that Jim would like. And yeah, so we're going to do that, and then what we'll need to do is head back to the original side that we first went to, and then we can ride a trail from there all the way down to the original lift station where we bought the passes and get back to the van. Back up the top, and we're going to go and drop into the red. So I must remember to turn off onto the red. Because I won't be following them, because they will be gone. So starts on the same start, bit like how everything starts together. And then we pop off here. According to them, there's open, and then we go into the woods. So that'll be cool. The wood action, but there's also a lot of braking bumps. So prepare for that. Gap jump. So I'll know to take the tricky lines, because it'll probably need gap jumps. Oh. Although, like I said, got my suspension better, I'm still not going to thrash about on anything jumpy. God, these braking bumps. They're like as bad as all those techie rocks yesterday when you actually ride them. We're talking about maybe going to Spain in the winter, but I might need my ankle to be a bit better because apparently it's quite rocky and stuff. So we'll see. You okay?
Yeah, gone numb.
Oh, a bit more bumpy. Okay, stopped behind Jim, his arm went a bit fuzzy. Don't want to overtake him because he'll just want to come past me again. I don't really want that. You okay?
I know they're there. But then there's off-piste here into the woods.
Apologies, that was another stop. Right, now I've got to get my foot back into the right position. That's another trouble about stopping. Right. Especially when you got your foot like perfect. I mean, it doesn't normally matter if you don't have an issue with like your foot, because it can go on anywhere most of the time and you can get away with it. Whereas at the moment, there's a very precise bit that feels good for me. And then I can go left and right of that, and it also doesn't feel so good. So I may not get all of this run because I'm not sure how much battery I've got left, and it's obviously going to be quite long. But we've got as much as we got. Hopefully we'll make it to the wooded section. Options obviously there, and one Jim didn't like. Hopefully he'll be happier. He won't have liked this bit, but
it goes off right there into the trees.
is it?
Yeah.
When you get in something, you get into the flow, you go quicker, and then you realise, ooh, I don't actually know where I'm going, there's an edge. Could have done that. I don't know if we'll come up and do this again. The boys might not want to because they've already done it twice. Or this will be the second time. Ooh, yeah. I like this one because I feel like I can see mountains. Because sometimes, I was saying to Jim on the left, the greens are actually really nice because they like traverse round the edge of mountains and stuff. So you can pay more attention to maybe the area you're in rather than like the features. And I don't know what that was really. This, than the features, and yeah, whereas like when you're doing this, you're not concentrating, but this bit was kind of nice. Oh well, still is nice, just a bit different. But so far, my adjustments have paid off, and I'm still happy with my high-speed adjustments. Because on the rough stuff, it was fine. And I mean, yesterday, it was always going to be hard on my flipping ankle. I mean, you can't ride any of that stuff without it being uncomfortable. But it's definitely a good test of the high speed compression. Yeah, so much better with those adjustments I've made. We're off to do some of their metering flips, and then we're going to meet them at the very first lift that we did this morning. And then take a trail down that will take us nearer to the van, which is what we want. Because it's like 2 kilometre pedal from the van over, which I can tell you in the heat, full on sun, no shade, is quite a long way. Right, so much for my top to bottom, but we'll ride the rest of this without stopping. Another reason why I really want to be riding stuff top to bottom is that we need to use these few days to acclimatise is the wrong word, but get used to long runs, because obviously the mega is just long and relentless, and although I am prepared to get off, especially if my ankle's like sore, I don't want to get off because my arms are knackered or because I'm tired. I want to be getting off purely for the fact that I've got that handicap that I'm carrying, not because I'm weak and tired somewhere else. So what I need to do is help prepare my forearms, the rest of my legs and my hands to riding long trails with bumps. Although the more people I talk to, the more they say that once you've done the rocky section at the top, it is much more chilled and bike parky. So, and everybody splits out a bit more then. And the main difficulty bit, according to everybody, is the bit at the beginning where it's the mass start, and the best thing to do there is just be patient and do your own race and not get caught up with people pushing and shoving. So there should be a female mass start, but that doesn't mean people are going to be friendly, and there's going to be some really good riders in that part. So just going to be sensible. I'm kind of hoping that perhaps the qualifier might be worse than the real thing with the stuff at the top, which would be nice, because if you can do the qualifier, then you know that you're going to be all right for the rest of it. Whee! Little skip on the back wheel there. Yes, I am still slow round corners. And I'm still not going to do that North Shore bit. The coming off looks alright, it's the getting on Should have got that high line, looked at that last time. Never mind, just there to enjoy it. And this is definitely ridden better than last time. Jim's having trouble with his lenses in the trees, so he's got, I've got like goggles for bright light on as well, but mine are kind of a more purpley, bluey tinge, and his are like yellow, and he's having trouble seeing in the trees, and I don't know if that's his lens or if that's his eyes, but these lenses are perfect for me. The only thing I would say about them is the coating's so soft, so naturally you're having dust and stuff fly up in your face, but they've taken some of the coating off and also chipped. Not that I can't see it when I'm riding, but I know when I've taken them off and had a look at the lens, you can see that. Well, happy with that last run. Bike's running mint now too. It's working nicely, exactly how it should. Feels really good. GoPro lasted as well, which I'm surprised at. But I don't think it will last for our very, very last run back down to the van though. I'll turn it on, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to. I'll wait here for Jim in the shade, but no idea where he's going to end up from this off-piste actually. We are back down at the van. We missed the really, really cool red, which was the last bit that we did because my camera had run out of battery, but that was probably one of the best trails that we'd ridden all day. Really, really long and knackering, but really good. And then we pedal along the road at the end, and you can see most of the sweat has gone into my hair, so that will be nice later. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and please let me know if there's more sort of trail scenic routes that can be done in these areas, as well as just the bike parky stuff, because we'd be really keen to know about that. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.